Hi, everyone.
We'll get started with an opening statement from Coach, then go into questions. If you have a question, just raise my hand and get your attention. Coach.
Wow, what a game. That group is really proud of that group in there. They're coming off of last week, an opportunity to become bowl eligible. Potentially a lot of reason to, maybe not have the laser focus that we expect. That's been the standard of this group's preparation, and to their credit, all week long. Had a great week of prep. Our guys came in ready to go. Thrilled. Winning rivalry games is never easy. Illinois is a good team, very well coached, and we knew we were going to get a fight from those guys for a full four quarters, and just such a credit to our entire team. There's phases of our game, specifically on defense today, that we're not up to our standard, but that's winning football. That's finding ways to win, one game at a time. And today it required some takeaways. It required a gutsy performance by Braun and the rest of our offense. It required some big-time plays on special teams and, some takeaways on defense. But this team found a way to come home with the hat and to walk out of here with a victory. Could not be more proud of this team. And I think today's victory embodies, really what this group is all about, a resilient group that continues to battle and finds a way to keep playing for one another.
You've accomplished a litany of things in your first season in Evanston, but where does this rank on that list, and what does it mean kind of in significance for you to end the season with winning?
It's really neat. We talked about leaving no doubt, and the two things that we wanted to leave no doubt about coming into this game was finishing off the regular season the right way. This group has done such a great job of setting the stage for themselves and, becoming bowl eligible, but we wanted to leave no doubt that we were going to finish the right way. And we wanted to leave no doubt that we were going to, bring the hat back. And rivalry games are rivalry games for a reason. On the road for us to come in and find a way to come out with a win is huge. I'm just so happy for that locker room right now. And again, I think it's a reflection of our leadership and the reflection of the maturity on this football team that we were able to find a way to come in here on the road and come away with a win.
Coach, you opted to punt or take a delay of game to then have more space to punt. You were at the Illinois 30. Jack had just made a 46-yarder that's 1 yard further back. What was the thought process on punting rather than giving Jack a chance to make it a two-score game?
Yeah, that was a difficult decision, and a lot went into it. His last kick just cleared the uprights. The trajectory of his ball was coming out, a little bit lower than it typically does. And, in that scenario, being up by 8, as we talked through it as a staff, we just made the decision to risk potentially of, potentially getting blocked and having an opportunity for them to scoop and go the other way with it, and the, potential of field position loss if we didn't make it. We really felt comfortable that we were going to be able to pin those guys inside the 10 and felt good about our chances, our odds of, blowing up as a defense and not allowing them to go down and score and, get the game tied. Obviously, in hindsight, the punt didn't go as we wanted it to, and certainly the defensive series didn't go as we wanted it to until we got a 2-point stop. But a lot of factors that went into that decision. Opportunity for us to talk about it, as a staff and reevaluate it, but felt confident in the decision at the time.
On the other hand, you trusted Jack to take a 46-yarder after he missed 45. What was that thought process, and what did it mean to you for him to execute what ended up being game-winning plays?
He's such a competitor. He's been so consistent this year. He's a master of his craft. All those guys, Will Halkyard, Renner. I mean, that entire group does such an incredible job. For him to come back and drill that field goal was absolutely critical. And our decision was not a reflection of us not believing in Jack's ability to, knock it through. It was just some of the risk in terms of a potential block, and us just really believing in our defense that if we pinned him inside the 10, that our defense was going to find a way to get a stop at the end of the game.
Yeah, Coach, Cam Johnson has been a huge part of your offensive success. Recently, 4 straight touchdowns, a career best in yards today. Can you just talk about how important sort of his role is in the offense? He embodies so many of the things that we value in this program. I mean, that dude's a competitor. He's a warrior. Battles through nicks and bruises, shows up to practice every day, continues to improve. It's been really neat to see him and the quarterbacks, him and Ben specifically, really find rhythm. I think him, Kurtz, AJ really complement each other well. And I got to give credit to the rest of that wide receiver room. I mean, that is a deep room. Coach Benz has done a phenomenal job with that group. The level of play within that entire room continues to elevate, and Cam has been, a piece in that has really pushed that along. And you can see it in his play. He's playing his best football right now.
You guys had a number of close calls throughout the game, but it seemed like the momentum kind of stayed on your side. What type of message would you say you kind of preach on that sideline, especially going into that 2-point conversion in the onside kick?
Yeah, I sometimes I gotta, I've gotten better at it. I still need to do a better job of removing myself from the defensive play caller mold. Sometimes you can get in this rut of frustration. We're not playing at our best on defense, but the message on the sideline was, the same it's been all year long. Is just stay the course, guys. Continue to trust, your technique, your fundamentals. Let's communicate. Let's get everybody on the same page. And this group just continues to find, different ways to win football games. It's not always the same cookie cutter model for finding a way to win, and I think that's a reflection of a good team and a team that plays for one another and that really trusts their teammates.
Coach, 45 points, season high for the team. Sometimes with rivalry games, coaches kind of put 1 or 2 plays in the back pocket. Was that kind of something you and your staff had in mind this year? Maybe we're saving that for Illinois, or was everything just clicking tonight at the flow of the game?
I think it was, a willingness to continue to be creative while also just really leaning into, I saw our offensive line moving the line of scrimmage. I saw our run game, working, efficient in the passing game. And again, we've talked about this a lot over the course of the last few weeks. Efficiency leads to explosiveness. When you're chasing explosive plays, they're going to be hard to come by. But when you can get into efficiency, lead into efficiency, those explosive plays are going to show up. And, they start to show up in some of those double moves earlier in the game because we're efficient, early in the game in some of our quick game.
I believe 88 points combined is the most in the history of the series. Is that maybe how you thought this game was going to go heading into the week?
Hey, isn't that how Big Ten West football? No, that's not it. Okay, no, I'll be honest with you. Probably not the ending score that we anticipated, but again, there's been so many scenarios this year that we didn't anticipate, but this group just continues to keep battling. And I know it sounds cliche and redundant, but you can talk about the words and you can put them on a wall and you can put them on a PowerPoint, or you can point to a group of guys that just continues to do it. They embody that, and one of the reasons that so stinking proud of them.
How would you kind of evaluate Ben today? It seemed like he had some good throws, but also some turnovers as well.
Yeah, offensively, we've done a great job of valuing the football and protecting the football all year long. A couple of plays that he'd like to have back for sure, but again, I think his confidence, his rhythm right now, and just the overall belief with the guys on the offense side of the ball in terms of trusting that Ben's going to go out there and execute. Some of the things that he's even able to do at the line of scrimmage for us are just so critical. Won the turnover battle, and when you do that, you're going to find ways to keep yourselves in games.
Just to follow up on that, you talked about those line of scrimmage adjustments. What type of freedom do you give him as a 6-year quarterback to make some of those adjustments on the fly?
That's something that he and Coach Bajakian work through. But to me, the absolute best offenses and defenses for that matter are built in concepts that allow whether it be the quarterback or the Mike linebacker to put coaches, to get coaches out of bad calls, and have the ability to check based on look, and that requires great teaching, throughout the week, and a trust within your players. And Ben Braun is someone that certainly has earned that type of trust, no different than Bryce Gallagher at the Mike linebacker position for us.
Ben came out after the pick six. He completed 16 of his next 19 passes. What was your conversation with him, or was there a conversation after that to kind of reset and refocus for what was then a 7-play-minute drive for a touchdown?
Yeah, no, I said the same thing that I said to all those guys coming off the field is, guys, that's behind us. It's on to the next. It's behind us. It's on to the next. I think sometimes as coaches, and I can be guilty of this too, we have a tendency to want to, harp on what just happened. Well, let's learn from what happened, but then let's put it behind us and it's on to the next. And I don't think there's a better example of that at the end of the half. It's a pick six for Illinois, and we come right back on the field and put together one heck of a drive. I mean, credit to Ben, how often do you see something like that? That is a resilient group that's truly taken that advice and running with it.
You guys now sit at 7-5. As you await your bowl game, selection, has there been any conversation about where you guys might want to end up playing? Is there a destination that kind of resonates with you?
You know what? Any opportunity to go play football with this group, we're going to be thrilled about. I know Alex Nisley, our director of football operations, and Kevin Clark and others in our athletic department have been working through that process, a process that I'm certainly very new to, coming from the FCS ranks where it was, playoffs and 1 week at a time and everything that went along with that. But what I can tell you is this group is so excited to have another opportunity to go battle with one another. And it's such an incredible opportunity, not for only us to pour into game prep, but, I mean, it's really kind of like a spring ball come early, an opportunity for us to really help this entire program develop and move forward, something we're really, really excited about.
Last one, Matt.
Coach, you talked about the importance of this game on the recruiting trail in this state. How do you feel like the statement you made for the program today, and was there any extra kind of juice in the locker room knowing that you ended Illinois season tonight?
I don't know if the motivation came from ending their season, but there was certainly motivation to bring that hat back to Evanston and make sure that we finish the season off the right way. Coach Bielema and his staff, since their arrival, have done a great job of recruiting the state of Illinois, and today was a great step up for us in the direction on the recruiting trail of just really putting on display what this program has been and what it's going to look like moving forward. At the end of the day, we're going to have to recruit nationally a little bit, but we have to be great in the Chicagoland area. We have to be great in the state of Illinois. If there's young men in this state that want a world-class education, want to play Big Ten football and play in world-class facilities with a new stadium on the way, a great opportunity for us to put on full display not only our facilities and the brand, but really the way that this group battles and finds ways to win Big Ten football games.
Thanks, Coach. One more. Is the hat heavier or lighter than the Dakota marker?
You know what? Little bit lighter, not as dense, but both feel awfully good in your hands.
Good way to end it, Matt.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
It seemed like your game plan today was kind of attack the perimeter outside the numbers. That's something you guys consciously talked about going into this week, and why do you think it works so well for you guys?
Yeah, I think we were just executing. We were throwing and catching the ball well. Obviously, we had the 2 turnovers, but I thought we were really efficient in the passing game and also the running game. I'm really proud of the offense and how we executed today.
Yeah, Ben, I see Cam Johnson's been a bit huge the last 4 games, 4 touchdowns. Career best in yards today. Can you kind of talk about the chemistry you had with him and how it's been so crucial to the offense?
Yeah, no, Cam's a great dude. He works so hard, and I'm so happy to see his success on the field. And obviously, like that comes with growth through our chemistry throughout the year. And I think we're really good buddies outside of football, and I think that helps too. So I'm happy for him and what he does.
Ben, you bounced back from that pick 6, completed 16 your next 19 passes. What was your thought process, and then how were you able to come out and execute at that high level?
Yeah, that sucks. No one wants to throw a pick 6, but we knew we were going to have another chance to get the ball and go down and score, and nobody had a sour look on their face. Everyone was ready to get back out there, and we executed and scored, and that was a great thing to see out of our offense.
And just going to that second interception, could you walk us through kind of your thought process and why you wanted to take a deep shot there and kind of what went awry?
Yeah, we had just 2 go routes on both sides, and I don't know. I just threw it up to him, and I mean that sucks too. But Coach Jake, I got on the headset with him. He's like, "Don't worry about it. Like, we flip the field. Defense will go back out there and stop them." And so it wasn't the end of the world.
You had mentioned that Illinois didn't really recruit you out of high school. Did this game mean more to you now that you've brought the hat back to Evanston?
Oh yeah, I think it means a lot for multiple reasons. It's just so nice to go out like this in the regular season with this team. And the last 2 years, obviously, we lost, and to get that hat back is huge. And I'm just so happy for these guys and this team.
Cam, you had a career best day in your 60th career game. What did it mean to you to accomplish that, and what is your last regular season game ever?
It was definitely special. I think that what makes it the most special is just doing it with this group of guys. I mean, this is one of the best teams and favorite teams I've ever been a part of, especially in college football. And so to be able to go out there and do it with them to sort of cap off my college career is just amazing, and it's a testament to the guys in that locker room, honestly.
Yeah, Cam, you've had 4 straight games without receiving touchdowns. What does that mean to you, or just being a huge part of your offensive success, especially over the past 2 games?
It's definitely been special. I think that it's meant a lot to me just to be able to sort of see my ability to help the team win. I think that that's been a big thing. It's just finding ways to continue to help the team win, whether that would be blocking and doing the dirty work or going out and scoring a touchdown these past 4 games. And so it's been really special, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Matt?
And you arguably had one of your best games of the season tonight. What did it mean to play so well in the final regular season game of your career and in a rivalry game like that?
Yeah, I've never won a rivalry game that I was actually playing in my first year. I was injured, so to come out and win and have a game like that in my final college game, I think that it just means a ton. I think that I've been through a lot of adversity in my college career, and I think this team has been through a lot of adversity as well. I think that we just sort of embody pushing through adversity, and it's something that is going to be special, and I'll think about for the rest of my life.
Yeah, speaking about adversity, can you just talk about like your offense's sort of resilience and kind of like, especially at the end of the first half and you're entering for the second half, you really get to continue to get big plays, especially after Illinois was scoring on the other.
Yeah, I think that we realized that it wasn't necessarily Illinois stopping us a lot of the time. It was ourselves beating. Like I had a penalty that puts us behind the chains. We get a tough call on the first drive of the game, and then we throw a pick. I think we realized that hey, we're moving the ball. And that as long as we keep doing what we need to do and running our routes with perfection, the O-line had a great game. And as long as we did that, we knew that we were going to be able to continue to put up points. And so there was no flinch from this team at all.
Cam, now in your sixth season as a full-fledged starter, maybe the best receiver on the team, what would you say you feel like you've demonstrated to NFL scouts, especially in this last opportunity you had?
I think just that I'm able to play with the best of the best. I mean, Big Ten is one of the best conferences in the U.S. and America. And so I think that I've been able to put that on display week after week, no matter who we were playing against. And that's really a testament to Ben, Sully, and just everybody on the team being able to put me in good positions and just holding up.
Matt?
You really had a strong kind of stretch there working with Ben. I want to say you had 3 or 4 straight completions. Is there any kind of dialogue between you guys, or is that more of an unspoken bond of I'm on the roll, you feed me?
Yeah, I think that it's just sort of an unspoken bond. I think sort of like how you saw Bryce in the Minnesota game, just he was dialed in the whole game, and especially on that one drive, I think that it was sort of the same way with Ben tonight. He sort of felt that I was in a groove, and so he just kept feeding me the ball, and I think that that's one thing that's special about being able to work with a guy for so long. We've been able to work with each other since the summer, and I think that it's really showing now.
Brad?
We had the chance to ask Coach Braun if there's a preference for where he would play, and he said not really. I mean, you've been pretty well traveled in your career. Is there anywhere that kind of stands out to you where you guys could get a chance to suit up next?
Just somewhere warm. Just somewhere warm is all I can say.
After his injury, having him back, he's like another coach on the field. He's like a field general. The experience he brings to the game, and just him as a leader, as an offense, commanding the offense. You know, he takes charge and he sees the field really well. Down in the red zone, we had the look we wanted, and O-line had a great push up front, and Ben was able to give me a nice little toss so I can run under it and make the play. So it's been great having him back. He's one heck of a player.
Looks like you started the game with some aggressive returns, that later on in the game was no catch. Was that what you're seeing on a kick-by-kick basis, or did that come from coaches?
It just kind of comes from coaches and schemes, kind of seeing what they do based off of what we do. So it's just over the course of a game, you might be a little more conservative rather than be aggressive. Early on, we were more aggressive, and then as ball security became a priority, became a little more conservative, and wanted to make sure we got our offense on the field for opportunity.
Hey, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen from Cam Johnson? Obviously, 4 straight games with touchdowns. Today, he had a career best game in receiving yards. Can you just talk about how important he is in the offense's success?
Yeah, and the offense in the receiving room as well. At the receiving room, I say we push each other to be our best, and we don't know who's going to make the play, but we just know one of us is going to make the play. So just having him out there on the field, he's played a lot of football. He's been a few places, and he's one heck of a ball player, man. And he brings a lot to the room as far as leadership, and a brother I can lean on, and everybody else can as well. So him being out there gives us a great opportunity. I know he's going to make the play if the ball comes his way.
You went, I think it was at least 2-0 against Ohio State. Now you come here and beat Illinois. How is this rivalry different from that one, and what's it, I guess, for you to win another rivalry game?
Oh, it means a lot. Every game is big, but once it's for a trophy or a rivalry game, it means that much more. So just coming in as a transfer, just seeing what the rivalry was all about, knowing that we hadn't had the hat back in a few years, and just knowing the importance and seeing how much it meant to the older guys who maybe this is their last time playing in this game, knowing how much it meant to those guys, seeing how much it meant to the coaches who have been here in the past. It's a big deal, and we take great pride in winning this game, and it felt really good to come in here in their house and take the hat back to where it belongs in Evanston.
You played your high school ball at Lincoln Wake East. Being from Illinois, does this game mean more
Being from Illinois, I mean, being in a school from Illinois as well at Northwestern, it's just the rivalry is just huge. And in their season, that wasn't on our radar as far as we want to come out there and win our season. We're focused on us playing our best brand of football to put us in a position to finish out the regular season and be successful. You shout out Lincoln Way East. They're probably about to kick off from, down at ISU versus Loyola. Go Griffins. We're going to get the dub. State championship 8A. Be on the lookout. Loyola versus Lincoln Way East Griffins. We're gonna take the dub.
Can you walk us through kind of your mentality and the team's mentality as you guys watch that 2-point conversion and the multiple onside kicks?
Oh, yeah. It was just the mentality of anything can happen at any point. When a play happens, they went down, they scored a touchdown. There was no flinch. There was no flinch in us on the sideline, no flinch in the defense. They stood tall in that 2-point conversion. We have faith in those guys as they have faith in us to make the play when it happens. So we had faith that we made the play when they lined up the onside kick and we had to kick it again. We just trust our fundamentals, trust our coaching, and whenever your number's called upon, be ready to make the play.
Anything else for AJ?
You talk about flinching, like obviously you guys turned a lot of defense into offense first from the interception on the very first, the first scoring. Can you just talk about like the offense's sort of resiliency to be able to feed off of that momentum?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge when a big special team play is made, when a huge defensive play is made, when there's sudden change, when an interception happens, it brings so much life and momentum into the offense, and we want to put points on the board that much more. When somebody gets Ja got the interception down in their own territory, and we want to punch that one in. So when stuff like that happens, big plays on the defensive side or even special teams, we got to take advantage of that as our offense, and it kind of fuels us.
All right. Thanks, AJ.
Thank you guys. Go Griffins. Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, it was insane. My sister's committed here for basketball too, and so my whole family was here. So it was just ridiculous. I got the ball and I was like, can I return it? It flashed through my mind, and I was just like, all right, bro, I'm not getting tackled right now. So it was just insane for my whole family to be here too. It was an amazing feeling.
How do you stay, obviously it's not monotonous, but a lot of times on kickoff, it's either a fair catch, short return. How do you stay dedicated and focused on each of those kickoff coverages to be ready for a play like this?
Yeah. I think for me, I don't have a huge role in the defense right now, so I'm just making the most of my opportunities when they're presented to me. So getting a few snaps on kickoff, just trying to max out my speed. We see our speeds in our special teams meeting, and I had the highest speed last week, so I'm just all right, just haul down the field and just try and make a play when I can, and it just happened to work out. So.
Yeah, it was a big day for special teams. We had kickoff, recovery, punt recovery. What's been like the brotherhood and bond between you guys on coverage, and something that's oftentimes not a lot of press or shine given to those groups?
Yeah, I think it just goes to show the brotherhood we have as a team in general. Through the hardship we had this year. In special teams, there are a lot of the guys that aren't getting huge minutes on defense or offense, and they're just really a core of what it means to be a Wildcat, going out there, being together on special teams, and just owning your role. Coach Braun says it all the time, just own your role.
Brad.
There's kind of a different story for you guys on special teams compared to last week. What were some of those conversations you guys had as a unit to kind of rebound against Illinois?
That's a good question. I don't know if we changed necessarily that much. I think every single week we go into special teams, or even with the defense, coming ready to attack each week, coming to meetings, ready to learn and see what our coordinators have to say. So I don't think it's about changing a lot. It's just really just dominating what you're doing in your role and continuing to do that.
You're going to have extra practices for a bowl game. As a younger player on the team, how important are those for your development, and how much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah. So obviously the last 2 years we haven't had a bowl game, so it's kind of new for me having this bowl schedule and practice. So not exactly sure what it's gonna look like yet, but just excited to be with the guys for a few more weeks.
one. Coco did not play today. I think it's the third straight game missed with an injury, but we saw Jaheim Joseph step up. What can you say about that safety room and the cohesion there?
Yeah, I think our safety room is probably like one of the deepest rooms we have on the team. Like every single guy, like it started in spring ball, just really working to get each other better. Not being angry if another guy makes a play, just being joyed with your brother making a play. And I think that continued on into the fall, seeing other guys step up and seeing everyone just like do their thing out there. So with Ja stepping up this game, it was amazing. Him getting a pick, dude, the Ja just works really hard, and all the guys in the safety room work really hard. So it's just awesome, like seeing your room do really well because we get to watch it on Monday and see just everyone succeed. It's awesome.